How's it going, folks? So I've been wanting to build a little welding trailer for a while. Put welder, air compressor, all my tools and whatnot on there. Just doing projects around the house and whatnot. So that's what I'm gonna start doing today, and yeah, figured I'd bring you along with me. So I'll show you what I got. So got this compressor here. This all came from Harbor Freight. But this one's what did it say? 17 CFM at 90 and like 15 at 150 or something like that. So it should be enough for what I need to use it for. I'm hoping it's a little bit small of a compressor to be air arcing with. But I've got this 60-gallon tank that I bought too. So I'm hoping I don't do a ton of air arcing, but I do enough of it that it's something I'd like to be able to do. So I got that, and then to drive it, I got this, what is this one, 459 or something? Little Harbor Freight engine here. I think it was 459 cc. Maybe. Yeah, so it's that one. It's a little bigger than I was thinking. I think this one's 13.5 horse. They have their 420 that's 11 horse, I believe, if I'm remembering right. But this one was on sale when I went, so it was the same price. And this one has electric start, so I figured that'd be nice. And then the good thing about it being electric start is that way, you know, I'll have a battery. So I'm gonna put a little 12 volt solenoid on the bottom for a drain. Then that way I can just hit a switch or a button or something and drain the water and whatnot out of the tank. So I've got this sheet of 3/16. I've got it laid out, so it's gonna be 12 inches wide. And then the little legs, if I can get light right here. So the legs will be 4 inches, and then it'll be 12 inches wide. So that should be enough to mount the engine, compressor, battery, regulator, and a little block with a switch to drain it. So I've got that laid out, and then yeah, I'm gonna cut this square or this rectangle out first, and then I'll come back 4 inches from each side and do just some cuts so that I can bend it along that line easier. Yeah, so first things first, I'm gonna get this cut out and got my service truck outside running so I can use my air and power to run this little cheapo plasma cutter I bought a little while back. Works pretty good. We'll see how long it lasts, but it was like 250 bucks, and even a cheap one from Harbor Freight was about $1,000, so I figured we'll give this one a test, and if I like plasma cutting better than a torch, then once this one dies, I'll upgrade it or something. But yeah, let me get this all set up. I gotta change out the tip on that, and then we'll get her cut out. Well, it ain't perfect, but it's only my second time using that thing, so I still got to get used to it. I will say it's probably better than I could do it with a torch, honestly. Even though it's being brand new with it and stuff, so yeah, pretty happy with that. Well, now we'll get her marked out and put our legs and bend them. I might pull this table out, work a little higher. I'll see. Try to get them to 90. My tabs were a little bit too long. I wasn't able to bend it, so I just cut them up a little bit shorter. So you come through here and just put a couple of tacks. That's it. Set it on there. Set these on there. Make sure everything fits decent. I'm not going to cut the holes yet to mount it because I still got to get a pulley for the end inside. So, yeah, I'm going to move some stuff and see how it all fits together. Okay. Got her set on there. We got some stuff to keep her from rolling around. It fits pretty good. Got a little bit of clearance on each side. It's gonna sit a little further over. I made it a little extra wide. Probably gonna have to add on a box to put the battery in for the engine. But then I'm going to have my switches and stuff here, and I'll probably also mount the regulator, so it'll come out, go down to the tank, and then the tank will come back to the regulator. It'll all be mounted right here, so that it can be used pretty easy. Roll on me. Yeah, so they're sitting decent bit of room in between them. Got the start switch right here, so that'll be nice to have a little bit more room. I was thinking of swapping them around, but this exhaust comes out right here, and I didn't really want the exhaust blowing on the head of the compressor. That air's already going to be hot enough, so yeah, that's about what she's going to look like there. I like it. And then still got enough room under you can get your hand. It's not super pleasant, but I'm thinking I'll take a piece of bar stock or something, drill a hole, and put 2 nuts on it so that, you know, you can loosen them and the nuts will be held captive, if you will. And then you can just tighten these top ones. Don't have to worry about anything coming off. It might be a little bit of a pain to get these inside ones like in there, but once it's in there, you don't ever have to worry about it. It's super easy. And then this will give me enough room. I can put a couple pusher bolts in there, tension the belt and whatnot. So yeah, I think, man, this thing zoomed in. Yeah, there's better. But yeah, that's about how she's gonna look. I think it fits pretty good. It's still only, what, about to my hip, so it's not too big. My plan with this, why I'm building this before the trailer, I'm trying to get everything kind of gathered up. So I'm trying to get all of my stuff, you know, all the individual pieces put together before I build the trailer. I'm trying to build the trailer around it. So I want to have the air compressor. I've got an SA200, it's outside, it runs. And then I've got one in here that needs an engine, and I'm just going to do probably a full rebuild on that one. Pull the engine, take it to the machine shop, get that all done, rebuild the engine, go through and re-insulate everything on the welder side, check all the wires, run new wires, paint it, put, you know, low idle kit and remote and whatnot on it. And then I'm going to build a set of lead reels. I think for now I'm going to get this, probably this spot sanded down on this tank and get this plate tacked to it, get it welded up, and then I've got to order a pulley for the engine, fittings for the compressor to the tank to the regulator to the hose. Got to get all those fittings together, got to get the hose gathered, and then battery for the engine, and a solenoid for the drain. And then probably gonna have to weld a bung on for the solenoid, or for the drain, because there's not one on the side, because it's built to be a vertical tank. So I'll just weld one to the bottom, and then I'm gonna put this tank in between 2 frame rails when I build the trailer, or not 2 frame rails, 2 cross members in the trailer, so it'll sit low. It's shorter than the welder is anyways, but now that I see how short it is, I don't know if I'm going to do that or not still. It might be a good idea to just build some legs for it, and then if I end up ditching the trailer, it still can be mounted anywhere. Got a little bit of thinking to do. I got some parts ordered, so I got a few days till those come in anyway, so I'll get this done, and then yeah. Okay, so I got this side marked about where my weld's gonna be roughly. So I'm gonna finish getting this. Did some sanding on it last night to get the paint off. So I'm gonna get it sanded down to here, get it all cleaned up so that we can weld that on, and yeah, and we'll go from there. Okay. Well, she's all welded out. Not the best, but not bad for some old mechanic. She's welded out now, so I just got to sand the rest of the paint off, cut this bottom base off and this top plate up here. And then once I get the rest of the parts for that, get everything mounted up there, and yeah, we should be good to go. So I think I'm gonna end this one here and then get some parts ordered and finish her up. Thanks, guys.